Alright, hello, welcome to Cooking with Davis. So, we're trying to make some three-dimensional objects. Here is the piece that we did last time. Mine set up reasonably. This is the flour and water deal. It took about 4 or 5 days to finally harden up, but it's hardened up and ready now. Now I want to introduce you to something else over here. This is a rock. Now, this rock used to be a primitive sea creature, millions and millions of years ago on the floor of the ocean. And that sea creature got covered with sand and mud and stuff, and that sand and mud hardened up into a mold around that sea creature, and eventually the body of the sea creature sort of leached away and was replaced with sulfur. That's what this is, a sulfur mold of this. And this is an actual fossil of an actual sea creature, but that act of fossilization, taking hundreds of millions of years, created this exact copy, this exact mold of the original sea creature. Now, I don't want to take that long today. So, we're going to start talking about what we're going to do to make a negative of this. This is a positive. Now we're going to make a negative around it so that we can make more positives. That's the whole point of making a mold of something, to be able to cast it again and again and again. Now, this is a mold for making muffins. And how many of you guys have ever made muffins in there and then could not get them out? Because you didn't grease the pan. You didn't butter the pan. That is what's called a release. And in cooking, butter, this stuff, acts as a release to be able to get one piece to separate from the other, to get the mold to separate from the piece you are molding in it. So I need to be able to get this to separate from the stuff that I'm putting around it. And I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. So something to act as a release. And if it doesn't work, oh no, it doesn't work. But I would like you guys to try different things. The whole issue of this though, I'm going to spray just a little bit of Pam around here. Especially on my device. Is to make it not stick, but ideally the release agent, the stuff you're using to grease this, does not mess with the solidification of the other stuff you're going to put on here. Vaseline can be used sometimes, a variety of different things. I've just used Pam, and we'll find out if that works, because I don't know if it will. And we're going to make Jell-O. So I've got this lovely pan over here of hot water, which I can turn off right now. I got red and green Jell-O, so we're going to make brown. And you guys are all familiar with how you make Jell-O. You dump all the stuff in. You dump in the cold water too. And now, mix, 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 mix. And I'm going to pour this into here, set it aside, let it cool up, and then next time we'll take it apart and see if it actually works. It's actually coming up more of a burgundy than brown. It smells interesting. Sort of what, cherry vanilla, cherry lime?
Vanilla.
It could be fun. I am not going to eat this though, but let's see how this works. I talked about Jell-O a lot in class. I always refer to Jell-O, the elasticity of Jell-O. Now we're actually using real Jell-O. All right, I made a bunch of it. So well. So, we set this up, it cools off, it solidifies, then we'll be able to flip the whole thing over and get our piece out of it. That's the whole issue. We'll find out if this stuff did mess with the Jell-O's ability to set up. All the Jell-O around it will be like sticky and gooey, and we will have failed.